Hello and welcome back to another Pricey HD video. Today we've got another game of the week. It is Chelsea versus Man United in this one here at Stamford Bridge, and it is a actual simulation this time. Me and my brother didn't really have time to play it, so we've got a simulation, and a simulation nonetheless. Again, it's not as entertaining, but it's not the actual gameplay that counts. We just want to find as much as we can about Chelsea Man United, this insane fixture which will take place on Sunday the 7th of February 2016 at 4 o'clock at Stamford Bridge. And well, it will be a very interesting affair in my opinion. You've got Chelsea, who are unbeaten in their last 9 league and cup games against Man U, and Chelsea's, well, you could say debatably improved form. I mean, ever since Gus Hiddink took over at Stamford Bridge for a temporary time, I believe, they've been a better side, debatably. You've got them all the way up to 13th now, which is quite a surprise, considering they could go 12th if they win this game on goal difference ahead of Crystal Palace, which Crystal Palace, by the way, they have flew down the league an awful few weeks, I tell you, and bit of a shame that they aren't quite up to the scratch they were the other few weeks ago. They were like 6th. What the hell? That's really quite odd. Either way, let's take a look at the statistics of this game. The Red Devils have won just one Premier League game at Stamford Bridge since 2002. That was a 3-2 victory in October 2012. Victory would give Chelsea their 50th win against Manchester United in all competitions ever. There have been 4 red cards shown in the last 5 Premier League games meeting at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea could draw 4 successive Premier League home games for the first time if they are to draw this game. The last time they drew 4 consecutive top-flight home games was between November 1987 and January 1988, when they shared the points in 5 straight games at Stamford Bridge. So if this happens, this will be the first time it's ever happened in the Premier League's 22-year history, I think. 22, am I correct in saying that? I think I am. Chelsea are unbeaten in 8 league games, which is the longest streak in the top flight. And however, Wednesday's draw at Watford means the Blues still have not recorded back-to-back league victories since winning the title in May. That is quite appalling. That is genuinely appalling. And it's such a shame to see Chelsea go literally down the pan. Defeat would leave Manchester United with their lowest points tally at this stage of a Premier League season. Now that is scary. They are 13 points away from top Leicester City. That, by the way, at the time of recording this, that is just completely disgraceful. Who would have thought this? This is just completely nonsensical. The top 4 are Leicester, Tottenham, Man City and Arsenal. Tottenham are second. What the flipping hell is going on? No disrespect to Tottenham Hotspur or their respective fans or club, but that is just ridiculous. I cannot actually quite believe what is happening this year. And Tottenham being now in second, they will be second after Arsenal's game against Bournemouth, unless Arsenal win 11-0. And I mean, it's just such an insane day, or year, sorry, day. Well, it's been a pretty interesting day, but yeah, an insane year in the entire Premier League, an insane season. Aston Villa is currently, this is completely at the other end of the table, Aston Villa on 16 points, whilst Newcastle are now on 24 points in 17th. Aston Villa have suddenly gone down to 8 points, and they're only 4 points behind Sunderland, who are in 19th all of a sudden. Like, Aston Villa just suddenly back into the mix, debatably, after their win recently. And, I mean, it's a very, very interesting affair right now. You've got some very interesting statistics here. You've got Man United in 5th, Chelsea in 13th, Liverpool slap bang between them in 9th, And I just can't predict this game's result. You've got Chelsea who are in improved form. Debatably, I mean, yeah, blah blah. You can argue that, whatever. Yes, the FA Cup opposition that they had last weekend wasn't exactly brilliant. They weren't the best team ever, and Chelsea pretty much cruised to winning that. But then you've got Man United, who are, well, what can I say? I've already done a Man United game of the week. That was last week against Derby, which was late, by the way, but go and watch it. It was an interesting one. I speak about Derby before the game happened, and Man United are holding talks with Mourinho right now, and that's going to be a very interesting affair, because let's be honest, Mourinho, the special one, or so he puts himself, going pretty much straight back into work with Manchester United. That would be extraordinary, and it really wouldn't surprise me if that genuinely happens now, because what can you say you expect in football anymore? Literally, what can you say you even expect? It genuinely wouldn't surprise me if Mourinho turns up in management and some shit goes down, because it's just ridiculous. Man United have Sunderland after this game, and previously to this game, Man United beat Derby 3-1. They did beat Stoke 3-0, which was a good sign as well, on Tuesday the 2nd of February. That is a good result, to be absolutely fair. And Lingard got one, Martial got one, and then Rooney got one. So that was a pretty satisfying and convincing result. You've got Shrewsbury as well, Monday the 22nd of February in the FA Cup. I cannot wait for that game. Shrewsbury, pretty much the furthest they have pretty much ever been in an FA Cup, and they have such a brilliant opportunity to go so far in this FA Cup. The Manchester United team, well, you just can't see it there. The spark isn't there. Rooney's had a decent start to 2016, mind you, to be absolutely fair. He had a pretty poor start to the season. Well, in fact, has had a pretty poor season, but his start to 2016 hasn't been all that half bad. He's scored in quite a few games. And, well, I mean, can the additions of Alexander Pato do anything? Meh. At Chelsea? Meh. Meh. I don't really know. Chelsea are, however, which is an interesting stat, they are the side to have beat Manchester United the most times in the Premier League. 16 Premier League defeats for Manchester United against Chelsea. That is literally more than any other side. So that's a brilliant stat to have going into a game like this. Who's going to win it? This is such a difficult one. I've had a big long think about this before as well, and yet I'm still really struggling to decide, because it's such an interesting affair that I just cannot say. You've got two teams that seem to be completely opposites right now. You've had Chelsea, who had, well, a really poor start to the season, maybe slightly showing signs of rejuvenation. Manchester United didn't have the worst of starts. They were round or about the top four. They were in that area. And, I mean, the fact that they might not actually get the top four this season is also quite worrying. But they were around or about that sort of area, and could have, well, quite easily been in the top four still at the moment, had it not been for their slight decline in results. Yet they still find themselves in fifth, which overall, yes, after their money spends and their investment, it's disgraceful that Man United are in fifth. Yet they still find themselves in a position which is viable, I suppose. It's not as low as Moyes' place was, and it sort of proves that this season has been very odd. 25 games in, with, 24 for Man United and Chelsea, with, well, of course, only 13 games left, the maximum points tally in the Premier League is 53 points. That is all. Now, you might say, yeah, but there's still another possible 39, sorry, awful maths then, 39 points still up for grabs for Leicester City. Well, they're not going to get all 39, and even if they do get all 39, the extra 9 puts them on, well, 62, and then the extra 30 puts them on 92. So that is 92 points. Yeah, that's a lot of points, but one, they're not going to get every possible point. In fact, they're going to drop a few on the way, almost certainly. Two, still, the maximum possible tally is still lower than seen before in the Premier League, I believe. Or is it literally on par? In fact, I will just search that. I believe Chelsea got the biggest tally Premier League points. You've got Chelsea 95 points. So yeah, Chelsea have actually before, in previous history, got more than what could possibly be got in this season. The point tally is so low. Van Gaal's statistics are just as bad as Moyes, yet he finds himself in a better position in the league. And I think that reflects how Man United have been, well, more than anything, lucky. And to be honest, if their luck will run out eventually. I know it's Manchester United. They're pretty much the luckiest team in all of history in the Premier League. Fergie time in the recent 26 years that he was at the helm, and etc, etc. But his time will run out, and they will eventually collapse. They need sorting out desperately. I do thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.